Time for another tip of the day. Randomly from Ramesh Gulati's Maintenance and Reliability Best Practices. We've got a random number generator with pages 1 through 700, minus all the videos I've already done. Let's see what today's number is. We are going to pick that number randomly and then give you a tip of the day. And today's number is 200. So let's go to page 200. Let's see what we got. 200. Page 200. Let's see. Main objectives of maintenance MRO storeroom. It talks about layouts of the storeroom, culture of maintenance, disorganized storeroom, efficiency principles. Wow, what role does the storeroom play? Holy crap, that's a big, big topic. Let's see if we can tackle the storeroom. So the MRO storeroom, what are they designed to do? Mitigate risk. Balance risk and cost. We've got to balance our risk and cost. So the storeroom obviously houses our spare parts. This has to be managed effectively. Oh, that's not easy. So we have to organize, we have to control, and we have to understand our spend and demand on various parts so we can optimize the storeroom. What sits in the storeroom has a cost. For every dollar that sits inside the storeroom, your company could have invested it in something else. So they're losing money on that dollar. Instead, they decided to buy a part. That means it needs to mitigate some kind of risk. Now there's a cost to that part sitting on the shelf. Again, that dollar could have made money in doing something else. It could have been spent on capital. It could have been spent for an additional headcount. It could have been invested in a bank or something else. It could have made money for the company. Instead, it's sitting on a shelf. You have to understand that when figuring out what you should and shouldn't stock. We want to be balanced the risk to the business and the dollar value that sits inside the storeroom and make sure it's appropriate. Now, from a storeroom organization standpoint, this should be based on commodity groups. Things like it's an electrical component, it's a relay or switch, it's a single pole switch. Those are commodity and items, and you organize the storeroom based on class, commodity, and item type. With the exception of if you have a very unique asset and you want to keep everything that's specific to that asset in a certain area, then you decouple from the class, commodity, item structure, and you create an area inside the storeroom specific for that asset type. Next thing the storeroom has to do, oh my goodness, lots and lots. It needs to be clean. It has to be easy to find stuff inside the storeroom. If you have the ability to staff a storeroom and lock the door, that's a great case scenario. It is not because stuff leaves the room and goes home with people. It's because the stuff gets unaccounted for. We'll just go in, grab stuff, and use it and not necessarily put it in the system or issue it to the work order. And so we end up losing accountability. Or we are trying to solve a problem as a maintenance person, and we walk around the room and we think we're going to solve it this way, and another idea pops in our head. So what happens to all the parts that we had in our hand? We just dump them someplace. Now the system and the room are no longer accurate or synced, and so we end up losing accountability. And so locking the storeroom's an accountability thing, not necessarily a loss prevention thing. So lock the storeroom, organize the storeroom, keep the storeroom clean. Now you've got parts inside the storeroom that rotate. You've got motors and gearboxes and other stuff with bearings in it. And the storeroom needs a preventive maintenance program to spin those shafts to make sure that we don't create false burnelling and fail our components long, as soon as they go in, they've got a shorter lifespan. And so we damage stuff. Things need to be stored appropriately, they need to be clean, if necessary, temperature controlled. We've got to handle things that have expiration dates like O2 sensors. The storeroom plays a critical role in ensuring we reduce risk out on the plant floor. So part of your strategy for an asset should include its spare stocking strategy in connection with all the other demand that exists inside the plant to get to the appropriate min, max, or reorder point and economic order quantity. Oh my goodness, there's so much. If you want more information on the storeroom and how to manage the storeroom, contact us at reliabilityx.com. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, and go make tomorrow better than today.